Have you ever stood in front of a man who makes you feel like sunshine one moment and a shadow the next? One day he's holding your hand, looking at you like you're everything. The next, he pulls away like you were never there. That kind of pain is quiet, but it screams inside your heart. That confusion, it eats at your confidence. One minute you feel wanted, the next you feel forgotten. And the worst part, you keep asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Let me tell you something real. When a man runs hot and cold, it's not always about what you did. Sometimes it's about what he fears. Sometimes it's about what he doesn't even understand in himself. But none of that changes the way it makes you feel. Unsteady, uncertain, and honestly, a little heartbroken. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." But how do you stay calm when you feel like you're being pulled in every direction? How do you stay strong when your heart is being stretched between hope and doubt? Think of a flame. When the wind is calm, the flame burns, bright, warm, steady. But when the wind shifts, fast, cold, sudden, the flame dances, flickers, struggles to stay alive. That's how this kind of relationship feels. One day, his warmth wraps around you. The next, the coldness makes you question everything. You don't need to chase that flame. You were never meant to be in the dark, waiting for his warmth to come back. You were never meant to beg for emotional safety. What you need is to remember who you are. Not broken, not desperate, not small. You are beginning to wake up, and this is the moment where you stop reacting and start rising. Because the real way to win him back emotionally, it's not through begging, it's not through changing yourself to fit his mood swings. It's by becoming something he never expected. A woman who no longer waits, but chooses. A woman who does not fear distance because she has built her own light. And when you finally see yourself like that, that's when you stop asking if he'll come back, and he starts wondering how he ever let you go. This is where the queen in you is born. If this message touched something deep inside you, if it reminded you of your worth, your power, and the love you deserve, then don't keep it to yourself. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, because we are here, pouring our hearts into every word, creating powerful content to help you rise, heal, and become everything you were always meant to be. Your journey matters to us, and we're walking this path with you. Number 1. He pulls away not because you're too much, but because you reflect back everything he's not ready to face. Have you ever looked into his eyes and seen everything? Love, warmth, connection, and then, just days later, it felt like he vanished without leaving the room. One minute, he's holding your hand like you're his world. The next, he's distant, cold, acting like he doesn't feel a thing. And you're left wondering, was I too much? Did I scare him away? But here's the truth that will set you free. He's not pulling away because you're too much. He's pulling away because you're showing him something he isn't ready to face inside himself. You see, when a man runs hot and cold, it's rarely because you did something wrong. It's because your love holds up a mirror, and that mirror doesn't lie. Your strength, your honesty, your depth. They expose the places in him he hasn't healed yet, and instead of leaning in, he pulls away. But that's not a reflection of your worth. That's a reflection of his fear. There's a saying that fits this moment perfectly. Not everyone is brave enough to face a woman who shines with the truth. You shine, and he's still hiding in the dark. It's not your job to shrink. It's not your job to carry his confusion. Imagine standing in front of a fire. It's beautiful, it's warm, but if you get too close without preparation, it burns. That's how your presence feels to him: powerful, beautiful, intense. And instead of becoming strong enough to stand in that heat, he steps back. But lovely woman, you were not made to dim your flame so he can feel comfortable. You were made to burn brightly, fully, without apology. So no, you're not too emotional, you're not too deep, you're not too much. You're just real, and he doesn't know how to handle real. But from this moment on, you stop asking him to, because you are stepping into a new role now. Not the woman who begs for clarity, but the one who builds her strength so high, even his silence can't reach it. Beautiful woman, write this in the comments and claim it. I reflect truth. If he runs, that's his fear, not my fault. Queens, like this video and subscribe to the channel if this touched your heart. We are working every day to bring you content that helps you rise, heal, and claim the love and the life you truly deserve. Number 2. When he turns cold, do not chase, turn inward. That silence you give, it's the echo that shakes him to the core. Have you ever felt that quiet ache when he suddenly pulls away? One day he's warm, close, calling you beautiful, making you feel like you matter. And then the next, cold, distant, like you were never there at all. That shift? It hits like ice on your chest. You start wondering, was it something I said? Did I come on too strong? Should I fix it? And just like that, you start chasing the version of him that only shows up when he feels like it. But hear this truth. His coldness is not your cue to chase. It's your moment to pause, to turn inward, and to rise. He is not confused. He is comfortable. Comfortable knowing your heart will always reach out first. Comfortable believing you'll stay, even when he's gone emotionally. But what happens when you don't? What happens when your silence becomes louder than your words? That's when everything changes. Your silence isn't weakness, it's a mirror. And when he looks into that quiet, he'll see what he's truly missing. Seneca once said, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is." The same goes for your love. It's not about how long you stayed, it's about how deeply you showed up. But once you stop showing up for a man who disappears at his convenience, your worth begins to echo. And queens, that echo, it doesn't fade. It grows louder in the empty space he created. Think of a lighthouse. It never runs through the storm looking for lost ships. It stands tall, unwavering, glowing. The ships that need it will find their way back, or they'll crash without it. That's the power of your emotional silence. You do not need to beg. You do not need to chase. You need to stand in the stillness of your worth and trust. He will feel that stillness more than any words you could ever speak. You are not here to be anyone's maybe. You are not here to light yourself on fire just to keep his moods warm. Beautiful woman, you deserve consistent love, not emotional games. And now is your moment to step back, not because you're giving up, but because you're finally choosing you. Write this in the comments and claim it, queens. My silence is my power. Let him feel what he lost in the space you no longer fill. We are working hard to bring you the kind of life-changing lessons that help you rise and reign, no matter who walked away. Number 3, stop handing him the pen to write your story. He's not confused. He's comfortable. Have you ever felt like you're living in a story that's being written by his moods? One day, he's warm, soft, loving. The next, he's distant, cold, and gone. It's like your heart keeps getting rewritten, depending on whether he feels like showing up or disappearing. And yet, you keep handing him the pen. You keep letting his confusion write your chapters. But the truth, he's not confused. He's just comfortable knowing that no matter how many times he pulls away, you'll still be there, waiting for the next line he decides to write. This is not love. This is emotional limbo. And lovely woman, you weren't made to live in limbo. You weren't meant to wait for someone who can't decide if you're worth staying for. You are not a backup plan. You are not a maybe. You are not his second thought. There's a quote by Rumi that says, "Why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open?" And that's what this is. A prison made of hope, made of almosts, made of hot and cold promises. The moment you stop handing him the pen and start writing your own story, that's when everything changes. Not just for him, but for you. Imagine this, a garden that only blooms when the sun shows up. And on the cloudy days, the flowers begin to fade. You wouldn't blame the flowers. You'd wonder why the sun can't be consistent. You've been that garden, waiting for his warmth to bloom. But now it's time to stop waiting. It's time to become your own sun. This is the moment you stop asking him to choose you. This is the moment you choose yourself. And when you do, when you stop living on his emotional terms, that's when he starts to feel the distance. That's when he realizes he lost control over a story he thought he was writing. Dear woman, you are not weak for loving deeply, but now it's time to love yourself harder. No more waiting for mixed signals. No more holding space for a man who doesn't hold yours. Write this in the comments and claim it. I take the pen back. I write my story now. Let the world know you're done living in someone else's shadow. We are here creating powerful, life-changing lessons just for you, because your story is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. Number 4. He will only value your warmth when he's left in the cold of your silence. Have you ever noticed how he only looks for you when you finally stop looking for him? One moment, he's warm, holding you close, whispering promises. The next, he turns cold, disappears into silence, and leaves you wondering what changed. He runs hot and cold, and every time he pulls away, you feel a little more lost. You keep asking yourself, what did I do wrong? But maybe it's not about doing wrong. Maybe it's about giving too much warmth to someone who never learned how to value it. A man who gets used to your light forgets what darkness feels like. He forgets how rare your love is because it's always been there. But the moment you go quiet, the moment you stop calling, stop checking, stop giving, that silence becomes the one sound he cannot escape. Your silence? It's not weakness. It's the mirror he didn't want to face. Seneca once said, sometimes even to live is an act of courage, and sometimes to walk away from someone you love just to protect your peace is the bravest thing you'll ever do. Think of a fireplace on a winter night. When you sit close, the fire warms your skin, your soul. But if you walk away and leave the fire alone, it dims, it flickers, and eventually it dies. That's what your love was to him, constant warmth. But he never noticed how much he needed it until it was gone, until your silence wrapped around him like cold air, like a space he couldn't fill. You don't win him back by chasing. You don't make him stay by breaking yourself to be what he wants today. You show him what true loss feels like by walking away with grace. And when he stands in the cold, remembering the heat of your heart, he'll feel it, deep, sharp, regretful. But by then, your silence has already taught him what your words never could. And that's where your power begins, not in being needed, but in being missed, not in being loud, but in being gone. not in begging for his warmth, but in becoming your own. You are no longer waiting. You are rebuilding. You are rising. Affirm this now. My silence will be the echo he never escapes. Queens, write this affirmation in the comments and let the world know your heart is no longer a home for confusion. And if this message stirred something in you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, working hard to bring you life-changing lessons that remind you you were never meant to beg, you were meant to reign. Number 5. A man's inconsistency is not your invitation to work harder, it's your signal to work smarter. Have you ever felt like you were dancing in circles, giving more, trying harder, hoping he would finally see you, stay with you, choose you? One day, he's sweet and warm, making you feel like you're the only one. The next, he's distant, cold, and you're left staring at your phone, wondering what you did wrong. That push and pull, that roller coaster, it's exhausting. And the hardest part is that every time he comes back, your heart opens like it never broke. But let's be honest, how long will you keep pouring from a cup that never gets filled in return? His inconsistency is not your cue to try harder. It's not a test you need to pass. It's a message, and it's saying this: it's time to stop working harder for someone who isn't working at all. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." You, beautiful woman, are facing the storm, and this is your moment to prove your strength. Not by fixing him, not by proving your worth, but by choosing your peace over his confusion. Imagine a garden. You water it daily, give it sunlight, protect it from the wind, but one plant keeps withering, no matter how much care you give. You try everything, but it refuses to grow. At some point, you stop blaming yourself. You realize it's not the gardener, it's the seed that wasn't ready. That's how it is with love. You can pour your heart into him, but if he isn't emotionally present, your love will never bloom the way it's meant to. This is not your failure. This is your awakening. It's time to stop over-giving and start outgrowing. You are not here to chase love. You are here to receive it. Let him feel your silence. Let him notice your absence. Let him see the woman who is no longer trying to prove anything. Because when you stop running toward him, he will feel the distance like never before. That's how you win him back emotionally, not by begging for his love, but by becoming the woman whose energy he can't live without. This is your rise. This is the moment you stop surviving and start reigning. Affirmation: his inconsistency is not my invitation, it's my exit. Write this in the comments, queens. Let the world see your power in full bloom. We are working every day to create these life-changing lessons just for you. Number 6. He doesn't miss you when you're always there. He misses you when your silence starts asking questions he can't answer. Have you ever loved a man so deeply that you forgot how to love yourself? You kept showing up, didn't you? Even when he pulled away, even when he stopped answering with the same warmth, even when his words grew colder, shorter, distant. You were still there, texting first, forgiving fast, hoping harder. And still, he didn't change. Still, he stayed hot one day, cold the next. Like you were supposed to be okay with being treated like a switch he could flip when it suited him. But here's the truth. No one likes to say out loud, he doesn't miss you when you're always there. He doesn't notice your love when it's always waiting. But the moment you go quiet, the moment you stop showing up like clockwork, That's when the panic sets in. That's when he begins to feel your absence louder than your presence ever was. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage, and sometimes choosing your silence over chasing him is the bravest act of all, because silence isn't giving up, it's stepping back with dignity. And dignity, that's power he won't know how to handle." Think of a song that plays every day. At first, it fills the room. But after a while, people stop hearing it. They get used to it, take it away, and suddenly they feel the silence. That's how it works with love. When your love is always available, it becomes background noise. But the moment you remove it, its value becomes undeniable. This isn't about playing games. This is about healing from confusion, about refusing to be taken for granted. You are not here to chase a man who doesn't know how to stay. You are here to rise into the kind of woman whose silence speaks louder than begging ever could. This is where you begin to live, not as a woman lost in love, but as a woman reborn in her own power. Queens, now is the time. No more waiting, no more giving until you're empty. Let your silence ask the questions he can't answer. Let your absence teach him what your presence couldn't. Write this in the comments and claim it now. My silence is my power. Let the world know, beautiful queens, that you are done explaining your worth. We are here creating real, powerful lessons to help you rise, reign, and never look back. Number 7. You don't win him back by proving you're the one. You win him back by becoming the one he can't forget, even when he's with someone else. Have you ever looked into his eyes and felt like he was home, only to feel like a stranger the next day? One moment he's warm, close, attentive. The next, he turns cold, distant, like nothing ever mattered. You try harder. You stay kind. You explain yourself. You keep proving that you're the one. But still, it's not enough. He slips through your fingers like water, and you're left with silence. That ache, it's real. That confusion, it cuts deep. You wonder, what else can I do to make him see me again? Here's the truth you need to hear. You don't win him back by proving you're the one. You win him back by becoming the one he can't forget, even if he's lying next to someone else. When a man feels your energy shift, when he feels that he no longer has easy access to your heart, that's when his coldness starts to burn him. You don't have to beg. You don't have to plead. The woman who walks away with grace becomes the echo in his soul that never fades. Seneca once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." And in love, sometimes to stop chasing, to stop giving, to stop showing up for someone who only shows up halfway. That's your courage. That's your turning point. Think of a melody he used to hear every day. It played softly in the background. Your voice, your care, your loyalty. But now, that song has gone quiet, and in the silence, he hears it louder than ever. That's what your absence becomes. Music he can't get out of his head. While he chases empty noise, he'll crave the rhythm of your love. You don't need to keep proving your worth. You need to live it. You need to rise, evolve, glow, so bright that even if he turns back, all he sees is a woman he no longer recognizes. Not because you became someone else, but because you became the version of yourself that never waits to be chosen. This is not the end. This is the start of your reign. From this moment, you stop trying to be remembered and start being unforgettable. Write this in the comments and claim it. I will not prove, I will become unforgettable. Queens, if this message spoke to your heart, if it reminded you of the power still sleeping inside you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are here, creating real, life-changing content to help you rise into the woman you were always meant to be. Your reign begins now.